Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so this is the 10-year anniversary of Warsim, and my god, does it feel like it? A lot of people have said, like, wow, 10 years, that's a long time. Does it feel like 10 years? Yes and no. It is insane to me that 10 years ago I was working on a text based game project to learn how to code, and 10 years later it is my full time job. It has taken me to so many places, it has introduced me to so many people, and is 100% the reason why I'm probably going to be able to be a game developer for the rest of my life, which is insane, like, insane. But damn, yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. In some instances, it really feels like it was yesterday that I was pissing about adding some of the early features. And then other days, it feels like it's been 100 years. Feels really like I've been working on this shit my whole life, which I mean, for a decent portion of my conscious life I have, I suppose. But yeah, 10 years. 10 years. So I'm just going to have a little dick about in it while we talk, but yeah, it's a mad journey. It's a mad journey, and that's the thing as well. I mean, a lot of this stuff, the game 10 years ago, if you can call it that, it was an early project. It was a test, and I think this is something that I've learned a lot from in life. But when you spend a long time crafting and working on something, expanding and I guess reworking a lot of elements of it, because some stuff definitely got cut, but it really does grow. It really does grow into something that becomes way more than you could envision. And when you add hundreds and thousands of community members to the mix who are throwing in their own 2 cents every time for a decade, really, it really changes to something you couldn't imagine. Like, there are so many features that did not exist because of me, but instead because someone said, hey, it would be really cool if you could do this. Or even to a more abstract like sense, people would suggest something and it would get added, and then I would add something based on what they'd suggested that had been added, like a system that existed because a player suggested it. I would then think of my own expansions to that system, and granted, I created those and came up with those, but that system was only there because a player suggested it. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. It really means a lot. And that's another thing as well. Like, it feels like it's come out of nowhere in a way, but my god, like I scroll through sometimes and try and look at all the updates that have happened since it's been on Steam, and I remind myself that the majority of this stuff obviously has happened since I've been on Steam. But like, Warsim wasn't even on Steam for the majority of its lifetime. Like, the first 2 or 3 years were not on Steam, and yet the amount of features that are visibly there from being added and expanded over the years, it's quite difficult to scroll through. And like, we can stop at any point, and it's like, these are things that took time. It's insane. It really is. And I think that's the thing. Like, I've built something I can play. I've built a game that I'd love to play myself. I've managed to meet so many awesome people. It's my full-time job. Like, what's not to love? But it's so hard to process. Like, I really thought as well, over the years I'd get jaded by all the messages and the fan mail, the DMs, things like that, the comments, man. But no, never. Every single one of them always makes me happy, always makes me smile, always makes me want to refresh and see if there's any more. Like, I can't thank these people enough who have commented and been part of the journey. And I guess maybe Awesome straddles the line. I think it's still niche. It's still an unknown game. But I can't post a thread in any subreddit where there's not a few people that go, "Oh, hey, you're the guy that made Warsim," So it's underground, but it's known, and I think that's been a good place for it to be, just because I'm never so overloaded with stuff that I can't reply to everybody, except for 2 or 3 occasions where it went a little viral, and it took. I mean, I think the last time we had a daily deal on Steam, tens and tens of thousands. I think maybe 40,000 people picked it up. I can't even remember. It was a huge amount. And the amount of reviews I got, I think it took me 3 weeks to reply, and there was easily something like 4 or 5,000 comments, reviews, and so on. But god damn it, I replied to basically every single one of those, as far as I'm aware. Like, look at this shit. How far back do you think we are now, right? On a 10-year game cycle. We've been scrolling the entire time I've been talking. We're 2019. We're late 2019. This is when I was doing a 7-day developer-thon. I forgot about this. That was fun. I don't know how I was able to do that, to be honest. Like, now, the thought of that is so fucking stressful to me. But at the time, I think it was pandemic as well. It was like, although actually, this is just pre-pandemic. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember exactly the mindset, but goddamn, like, Past Me was even more of a workhorse for sure. I've given a lot of my soul to this game. But yeah, we're in 2019. I mean, I guess the game came out in 2017 on Steam, so shouldn't be too long left now before we hit the end. Was this Mo Monsters? 2,213 more monsters added to the game. Let's keep going again. We're getting real early now. Oh, hang on. I just saw something interesting. Is that no, where is it? Is it? Yeah, this one. I really thought I was going somewhere with this. Over 300,000 unique races. And then it wasn't long afterwards before we hit 97 million when I really started kicking the system into gear. But, oh, it's so cool to see. Yeah, this game's been evolving for too long. Too long. But there have been people that commented all the time, and then they disappeared, you know. But those people were a really important part of the process for years. And I think a lot of people don't realize this too until you're in the shoes of someone creating something, be it music, art, games, film, you name it. Having people that comment and say, hey, I really like this, you know, or keep doing what you're doing. It really matters. You know, it's like, it's a form of fuel. It's so bizarre, but like getting those every day, it made so much of a difference to me, and it gave me the kick up the ass. And yeah, I mean, as soon as it started becoming regular, I couldn't quit. I just could not stop. And here we are, like, surely we're coming to an end now. This looks familiar. This looks like the ending. Still more. Come on. Come on now. There we go. Warsim 689. So, I'd already done a fuckload of updates prior to that point. But yeah, July the 2nd, 2017. Easy. And then, yeah. Just an insane amount of updates. But hey. We're out here. We're living. We're doing stuff. It's been a fucking dream. But to everyone who was part of the process, to everybody who's coming to celebrate now, to everybody who was there all along, I will never stop saying thank you to the people that have been part of the process, because Warsim in its current form would not have existed without you guys. No way. No chance in hell. It just makes me happy, man. It makes me happy. And I think genuinely, like, there are times where this shit gets jading for me because I've played this game for like 200,000 hours or some bullshit probably at this point. I mean, that's probably too much. Maybe 10,000. I don't know. And then there's random shit that happens. And I'm like, what is that? You know, like the fact that there are random events that I coded 8 years ago that still happen randomly and I've never seen them. And then it happens in a playthrough 8 years after I coded it. And I'm like, oh my God, is the game becoming sentient? It isn't, but you know, you never fucking know, right? But yeah, it's been a pleasure. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I really can't like say it enough. You know, it's been a bloody good time. We've got the collector's edition. I've got to work with so many people that I love. You know, and include a lot of references to people that I love in the game. I just live out my fantasy of being a game dev. I always wanted to, but I never thought it was possible. And then people started sending me money for this fucking thing. And 10 years later, it's been my full-time job for 5 years. Oh God, I feel like I'm ranting, you know. But yeah, no, I don't feel like I have the mental capacity to really put into words truly how gargantuan of a thing this is. So I summarize it with, what a fucking pleasure. And I love you all. And if you're watching this and you don't know what the fuck Warsim is, you're in for a fucking treat. But yeah, 10th anniversary. We've got a big update coming. It's going to be massive. A lot of really cool features in it that I've been looking forward to putting in for a while. And some of them intimidated me, which is always when I know it's going to be the juiciest shit, because the Lands Beyond intimidated me. And, you know, I've added that now. You got random stuff that's always somewhat different. Although there was a reason the Lands Beyond intimidated me, but we won't go into that. That was too many encounters. But I'm excited. We've also got some juicy stuff coming up. I've been talking to a lot of gaming journalists, so we'll see if that gets picked up. But we're going to be on the front page of Steam. We're going to get another massive load of people that are going to come and check Warsim out. And I hope they enjoy it. And I hope if you're jumping in for a replay, I hope you enjoy it. And anybody who's about to try, you know, if you've got any questions, I reply to my messages and DMs and things like that. Comments on things, comments on the Reddit threads, especially Discord, massively. The Discord is where it's at, to be honest. But I will try my best to find and source every comment that is dropped about Warsim on the internet, and I regularly do comb the internet just in case I'm missing something, and I catch a lot of stuff. So don't be a stranger. If you've got any questions, I'm your man. Thank you so much for checking it out and giving me your time and attention. With love, people. With love.